The conflict in the Middle East has just entered a terrifying new phase. Today, we're going to break down Iran's massive barrage of missiles and, yes, cluster bombs that have been aimed directly at the heart of Israeli cities.
I hear one boom, very strong, and see smoke. This, from a resident near Tel Aviv, just perfectly captures that sudden, terrifying reality for civilians on the ground. It's the sound of war arriving, completely uninvited, right at your doorstep.
So, to really get a sense of the impact here, let's start with just one specific strike. We're going to Ramat Gan, a city right next to Tel Aviv, where a single missile brought absolute devastation to an entire community.
This was a direct hit. The missile didn't just damage the building, it tore straight through the roof, completely collapsing an apartment below. Just imagine the sheer force it takes to do something like that.
And this, right here, is where the abstract idea of a missile strike becomes a heartbreaking human tragedy. Yoran and Alana Moshe, an elderly couple, were the ones found by rescuers inside that shattered home. While their neighbors were describing scenes of total panic, with dust filling the air, the Moshes became the faces of this attack.
Now, the weapon used in the Ramat Gan strike, and in so many others, is particularly dangerous for urban areas. To really understand why, we need to talk about cluster bombs.
So what exactly are we talking about here? It's a term you hear a lot, but it's the mechanics of it, how it works, that makes it so devastating in a city.
Okay, so the crucial thing to understand is that a cluster munition isn't one explosion, it's dozens. A single weapon casing opens up in midair and just releases this shower of smaller bombs. It's not a weapon for a precise target, it's designed to saturate a huge area.
And the process is, well, it's devastatingly simple. A missile is launched. Before it hits anything, its casing pops open in the air, and then dozens of these little bomblets are just scattered, raining down on whatever's below. Every single one of those can have the impact of a small rocket, capable of destroying a room or a car.
And this is the key takeaway from officials on the ground. The intelligence and the very type of weapon being used, it all suggests a strategy of firing toward the center of mass population. It seems the goal isn't to hit a specific military base, but the very center of a city.
All right, let's zoom out from that one building in Ramat Gan and take a look at the broader, nationwide impact of this bombardment.
3,737. That's the number. According to Israel's health ministry, that's how many people have been hospitalized since this new phase of the war began. And that number, it includes not just direct injuries, but also people who got hurt while scrabbling to shelters.
And this connects that huge number right back to the personal story we started with. Police reported that the Moshe couple, they were on their way to a bomb shelter. They were just meters away from safety
Iranian
when
missiles
hit.
quote,
Just
successfully
highlights
hit more
the
than
brutal
100 military
seconds
and
count
security
reality for
targets
civilians under this
inside
kind of fire.
Israeli territory.
So
Iran
why
claims
is this
Israel's
happening?
so-called
To
multi-layered
understand
and
that, we really
ultra-advanced
have to
defense
look at the
system
stated
collapsed
reasons
under
for
pressure
these
of the
attacks,
Supreme
and
National
then you
Security
compare
Council
them to
of
the
Islamic
documented
Republic.
results on
The
the
Islamic
ground.
Revolutionary Guard
So you have
Corps,
two very
IRGC,
different stories here.
said it struck
On
more
one
than
side,
100
Iran is
targets in
framing
the
these
latest
missile
barrage
barrages as a
in
legitimate
response to the
act of
killing
self-defense,
security official
retaliation
Barrage
for an
and his
Israeli
companions.
airstrike that killed
In a
its
state,
national security chief,
missiles punched
Ali
through the
Larijani.
skies.
On the
Among
other
the weapons
side, you have
deployed
the reported
include
reality,
Qadam Shar
direct
4,
hits on
Qad,
civilian apartment
Emad,
buildings,
and
and the deaths of
Hyder
people
Shakan
like the
ballistic
Moshis
missiles.
in residential neighborhoods.
Each is capable of
And none
long-range
of this
precision
is
strikes
happening in a
and
vacuum.
devastating payloads.
These attacks
now
are just
unleashed in
one
what
piece
Tehran
of a
calls
much larger conflict that is rapidly expanding, with new players and new weapons changing the game entirely.
The signs of escalation are clear. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, claims it's hitting not just Israel, but every U.S. base in the region. Hezbollah is opening a whole new front from Lebanon, and the sheer volume of this is immense. Iran is claiming to have launched something like 700 missiles and 3,600 drones.
Magen
And one
David
of the most
Adom teams
significant
provided
new
them with
threats?
first aid and
These
performed
things called
resuscitation efforts,
FPV
but without
drones.
success.
Now, these aren't your
Initial,
multi-million-dollar
unconfirmed reports
military
indicate
aircraft.
they were headed to the
Think
bomb
of them
shelter.
more like cheap,
As per Israeli
fast
media, an
kamikaze
initial
drones
investigation
adapted from
indicates
the
that one
world
of them
of
had a
hobby
disability
racing.
that made it
Their
difficult
small
to reach a
size and
protected
high
space.
speed make them
One of
incredibly
Israel's
difficult for
busiest rail
traditional
hubs,
air defense
Tel Aviv's
systems to
Aviv
stop,
Center
and
railway
they are
station
quickly
in Tel
becoming a
Aviv
feared
was
weapon
also
on the
heavily
modern
damaged
battlefield.
after Iran
Which
rained
brings
down
us to our
bomblets of
final,
death early
really
on March
crucial
18.
question.
Online
As
footage
this
showed
war
extensive
widens,
damage
with
to the
new
platform
fronts
and
opening
trains.
and
It
cheaper,
shows
more
twisted
agile
metal,
weapons
shattered
like these
platforms,
FPV
and trains
drones
hit by
entering
falling
the fight,
debris.
that line
Israel
between a
Railways said
combatant
the
and
train
a
traffic
civilian
has
is
been
becoming
temporarily halted
dangerously
nationwide.
blurred. So, in a war like this, what does protection even look like?